All right, y'all. So let's talk about 2026 buyer behavior. This is probably one of the most important videos that you need to keep in your arsenal when it comes down to preparing for 2026. If you are a solopreneur, if you're an influencer, if you are a course creator, strategist, consultant, you need to save this video and definitely follow this account. I deal with leadership driven content and focusing on the post labor era, getting us ready for the future of work, which is here today. And one of the things I want to really focus on in this video is giving you some depth when it comes down to the buyer behavior and how to prepare your business for that, how to prepare your nervous system and all that good stuff. Because there are psychological and emotional things that come up for us because we're moving from an old way going into a new way. And I don't have to go back and forth with you about the AI phenomenon that has kind of took us by storm, but it's also causing a lot of challenges in the market when it comes down to economics, and people are nervous because they really don't see the quote unquote return on their investment they anticipated by this point. So we want to talk about the buyer behavior because we still have the the average American, the day-to-day person, the human being that is walking on this planet, no matter what. If you're in the bottom quote unquote 99%, I'm talking to you. Okay. If I know everybody wants to relish and be the Lulu, but we do have realities that we have to face. And the reality is that if you want to stay in the game of business, if you want to stay in the game and win the game, this is what it's going to take. We have a new class emerging. Now we see middle class is pretty much hanging by half of a thread, okay? The traditional middle class is done, all right? What we are seeing now is the arising or the arrival of a new class called the creator middle class. And these are individuals that have what's called a lifestyle business. This is not to be confused with lifestyle marketing. We will see more millennials and Gen Z doing more buying, but there's going to be kind of this divide, right? So you're going to have in a lifestyle business specifically, you're going to need to prepare more revenue streams in your business. So having a subscription, membership, courses, almost like moat. You need a moat, right? You need a moat around you. You're the person. You're getting online, you're sharing content, right? Because most of us are doing this. We're doing content led businesses right now. And I've been talking about this probably for the last 3 years, that content led, content first is the best way to increase your marketing so that people can come into your business to learn more about you. And so when you have all of your moat set up, which is, like I said, you can have a Patreon, YouTube memberships. They even have ways here on TikTok that you can earn, such as like TikTok Shop or TikTok memberships where people can binge through your content if you have a playlist. YouTube is the same. They even have now where you can create a YouTube course. Okay. Facebook has a subscription where people can pay $2.99 a month or $9.99 a month to binge on your content because you give such good value. This is why I say, like, you have to get very philosophical, leadership driven, specific. You have to almost become a practitioner and a high level strategist and advisor of your work, or people really won't value what you have to say. And as we know, as more layoffs continue, which is also why I believe that they have not reported the October unemployment numbers, because they really don't want you to focus on that anymore, because more and more layoffs will be coming in droves. And if they continue to tell you what the numbers look like, you're going to get more and more nervous, which they kind of are, people's nervous system already kind of jacked up. But my thinking is that the reason why they're not doing it is because we are now done with traditional employment. Now we're going into non-traditional employment, which will look like more of contractors, independent contractors, and fractional consultants, which will be going into businesses and helping them with projects and things like that. And again, coming from someone who has worked in HR for almost 10 years, I've always said that we really don't have to be employees. You can run your own business and your own consultancy or your own coaching practice or whatever and just get paid double the rate, and you just take care of your own health insurance or health expenses, etc. But again, this is only for people who are business minded and want to stay ahead and want to leverage the skill sets that they have. So buyers, millennials and Gen Zs will be most of the buyer base. Now, before you start like saying, well, we don't have any money, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those who are still in the market and are still buying, who are still investing, because that is still a reality. Traditional middle class, however, do remain very cautious, and a lot of middle class that we have seen over the years is kind of is definitely gone, but they're more cautious, and people are more concerned about specificity than they are about generalization. So if you are a personal brand, you just need to make sure that your messaging on your course descriptions, your newsletters, what people are actually opting into, make sure those things are crystal clear. Do not generalize. Do not give people room to ask questions about and confused about what you do. Be very, very specific, but then also you need to make sure you are meeting them at the need of the market. Like, people do not want generalized stuff anymore. They want specificity. So the deeper and the more marketable your courses are, your memberships are, your digital products, your one-on-ones, programs, and all of that, the more specificity that you offer and the more in demand it is, you're going to be okay. Also, go where your people are. Now, you know, with TikTok, virility, we have top of funnel reach. That's more Gen Z. So, Gen Z, short form content. Let me see, and I'm looking at my notes here. LinkedIn, if you want to do more B2B, if you want to do more high value clients, high pricing clients, premium clients, you want to go to the LinkedIn's of the world. I know LinkedIn is LinkedIn. And of course, you can find high ticket clients right here on TikTok. Of course, you can find high ticket clients on Facebook. But I'm giving you just a theme so that you can understand how you want to move, and making sure that you are selecting platforms that is going to support your initiatives and your goals. Now, YouTube is where I think everybody should be when it comes down to long form content and producing more evergreen content. Okay. So, things that people will look up not only today, but 2 years from now. Think about your buyer. Your buyers are going to always be Googling, they're going to always be looking at things. And then now that we have all these search results with Google, and then OpenAI just opened up their, what is it, Atlas thing or whatever that is. And then you have Perplexity that you can Google on there too. Google on there. But, you know, look up different articles and news on Perplexity. All of these different AI models are introducing search engines within their LLM. So this is a really good time for you to make sure that your YouTube videos have some type of evergreen keywords for SEO and GEO. Now, I may have to do a part two to this, but another upcoming social platform that's going to gain popularity is Threads. So Threads is really gaining speed, but you really need to make sure that you are writing good content. You have AI to help you, but I would strongly encourage you that you are doing content marketing that is going to speak to your buyers, and stop really like focusing on what you're going through per se. Like, you need to build a community offline for you and your people, for you and your friendships and all of this, and build community offline. But online, you need to show up as a leader so we can make this money. Part two coming.